Yo, what's up you guys? Here we are in the GCW arena, and what I want to do today is go through the entire GCW roster we have going at the moment. We are going to go through all the talents that are currently signed to GCW. So let's start off with the first superstar, and here we have the Brian Kendrick. It's probably our #1 jobber in GCW. You saw him probably in the Royal Rumble get eliminated really fast, but this is still such a great figure, the ringside exclusive Brian Kendrick right here. Let's put him in the ring right there. Then next off we have the gold standard Shelton Benjamin, and Shelton Benjamin was a former GCW World Heavyweight Champion. He won the very first Money in the Bank ladder match at GCW WrestleMania 1, went on to win the World Championship, had a really long run with the title, then lost it to Dolph Ziggler, and since then he has never really recovered, has been more on the undercard really, hasn't made it on many pay-per-views since then. Here we have Zack Sabre Jr., and he has come in to GCW last year along with Minoru Suzuki, who I'm going to get into the ring right now. Minoru Suzuki, and yeah, they've been a team in GCW. They've competed in the last 2 GCW Royal Rumbles. They were in the Tag Team Turmoil match for the #1 contendership for the tag team titles, and yeah, since then they haven't done much, so we'll have to see where those two will go in GCW moving forward. Here we have Rey Mysterio. He's been in GCW for quite a while. He has come back also last year for the Cruiserweight division, did a very great match with Ospreay and Hiromu Takahashi at last year's WrestleMania. He did win the GCW Cruiserweight Classic as well, that tournament, so that was a big accomplishment for Rey. But now he's kind of out of the title picture going into GCW WrestleMania for the Cruiserweights. So yeah, here we have Rey Mysterio. Alright, next off we have Matt Hardy. This is the Toys R Us or Network Spotlight figure. Yeah, it's the Network Spotlight. They're not Toys R Us exclusive anymore because Toys R Us doesn't really exist anymore. So yeah, this is Matt Hardy. This is really cool. I got that from my bro Muscle Bro Fix. Really love that figure. This is also the one I used in the Royal Rumble. Next off we have the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. They have been the longest reigning GCW Tag Team Champions in history. I think they had 2 different title reigns so far, and as of late I haven't been really using the Young Bucks. As you've probably noticed, they lost the tag belts to Strowman and Wyatt at last year's WrestleMania, and the thing with the Young Bucks is I really can't stand these figures anymore, so I'm just like waiting for the AEW ones to come out, so I'll be using the Young Bucks more again. I don't know, I just can't really stand filming with these anymore. I've been using them for so long. Then next off we have Shinsuke Nakamura, former GCW Extreme Style Champion. Very first one as well, won the title at the Royal Rumble last year, and then lost it to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. He was in the Rumble too, got eliminated rather quickly by Brock Lesnar. And yeah, Nakamura is still on the roster. Let's see what he's going to be doing moving forward. I think he has been in GCW for quite a while now. He actually made his debut at GCW WrestleMania 4 against Daniel Bryan. If you guys remember that match, that was still a custom Nakamura back then, because that was still when there were no WWE figures of Nakamura. Here we have Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is currently out after what happened to him at GCW Judgment Day. You haven't seen him at the Royal Rumble. You know, he got taken out by Jon Moxley with that cinder block he threw at Roman Reigns' head at Judgment Day. So we have to see when the big dog will be ready to come back. Might be sooner, might be later, who knows. But the big dog is still part of the GCW roster, former World Heavyweight Champion as well. Then another former World Heavyweight Champion, former GCW Champion, Dolph Ziggler. He has pretty much won it all. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match at GCW WrestleMania 5, then won the title the same night, and then he ended up losing the title in the Elimination Chamber to CM Punk. And since then, Dolph Ziggler went on to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 6, and then he lost to The Undertaker GCW WrestleMania 7 in the rematch, and he got eliminated in the Royal Rumble rather quickly as well by Brock Lesnar, so that was a big surprise. Here we have GCW's newest signee. We have the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, made his debut at the Royal Rumble. He looked impressive for the short while he was in, and you know, Pete Dunne is definitely interesting. What we will do with him in GCW, you know, I could definitely see him go in the extreme style division, like the hard-hitting division we have around Drew McIntyre, who's currently the champion. But also, who we just signed to a GCW deal is the Bro Matt Riddle. And you could obviously see Pete Dunne and the Bro team up as well, because our tag team titles right now, they are vacant after what happened with Strowman and Wyatt. So we have to see what the Bruiserweight and Matt Riddle are going to be doing in GCW moving forward. Another one of our recent signees is Darby Allin. Came into GCW, went right into the feud with Drew McIntyre, lost the title match at the Royal Rumble, but then he was able to eliminate Drew McIntyre and then eliminated himself with a huge coffin drop out of the ring onto McIntyre. So I don't know, does Darby Allin deserve another title match? He has eliminated the champion, and in GCW, usually that means if you eliminate a champion in the Royal Rumble, that means you're in for a title match. Speaking of eliminating champions in the Royal Rumble, here we have Finn Balor, and he eliminated the Cruiserweight Champion in Will Ospreay at the Royal Rumble, hit a Bloody Sunday right there onto the ring apron, eliminating Will Ospreay. So Finn Balor is definitely in line for a Cruiserweight Championship match very, very soon, so you can look forward to that. Here we have the Cruiserweight Champion himself, Will Ospreay. He won the belt at GCW WrestleMania 7 in the three-way with Hiromu and Rey Mysterio. And since then, had like very great matches in GCW. We had the one with the Brian Kendrick at the Cruiserweight Classic show. I had another great one with Ricochet at Judgment Day. And yeah, now Will Ospreay had a great showing in the Royal Rumble. Got eliminated by Balor, so Balor definitely in for a title shot at Ospreay's title. And yeah, Will Ospreay is probably my favorite guy to use in GCW right now. I think there's nobody out there having better matches than Will Ospreay at the moment. So yeah, if you would ask me right now, I would even say Will Ospreay is more my favorite wrestler than Kenny Omega is. And you know, I love Kenny Omega. Up next, we have Braun Strowman. He has been the tag champions with Bray Wyatt, and then what happened? Bray Wyatt turned into the Fiend, attacked Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman cost him the title match with Kenny Omega at the Royal Rumble. So we have to see how all that is going to plan out here with the Fiend and Braun Strowman. Here we have Randy Orton, also a former GCW champion, went into GCW WrestleMania 2 as the GCW champion, and then he left GCW after the match with John Cena at GCW WrestleMania 4, and then made his return to GCW at WrestleMania 7, answering John Cena's open challenge. So since then, Orton has been back, had 2 great title matches with Kenny Omega. Didn't win them, unfortunately, for Orton, but Orton definitely had a great showing in the Royal Rumble as well, and got eliminated by a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre. Next off, we have Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy is also a former GCW champion, won the championship back in 2012, the first year of GCW. Won it from CM Punk and then lost it again to CM Punk. And now he's been feuding, not really feuding, but there are problems between him and Matt. So we have to see how that turns out for the Hardys. Next off, we have the Intercontinental Champion in Tetsuya Naito. Won the title at WrestleMania last year from Roman Reigns in the three-way with Seth Rollins. And Evil and Hiromu Takahashi's contracts have expired. Naito's actually did too, but he did sign an extension because he's the Intercontinental Champion. So we obviously couldn't let him go with the title, so Naito is still here, current GCW Intercontinental Champion. Then Naito got eliminated in really short time by John Cena at the Royal Rumble with 2 attitude adjustments. So John Cena is definitely in for a Intercontinental title match. John Cena has now been around since the start of GCW. Has won the GCW Championship as well in the past. There's actually not been too many wrestlers who have won the GCW Championship at all, but John Cena has been one of them. So now, is he going to go after the Intercontinental title? We have to see, but for sure he has a right for a title match. Here we have the American Nightmare Cody, and Cody came in to GCW at the Royal Rumble in 2018, made his return, aligned with the Bullet Club, the Elite, and then went on to have the match with John Cena. Last year he competed in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania, and now he has been feuding with AJ Styles, even injured him at Judgment Day, throwing him from the tables through a table that took AJ Styles out for a while. And now Cody still in the Bullet Club, still hasn't won any gold since joining the Bullet Club, so maybe Cody wants to change that. But yeah, speaking of AJ Styles, here we have AJ Styles, who has been one of the biggest names in GCW ever since he came into the company. Won his first and only GCW championship at GCW WrestleMania 4. This is when Kenny Omega came in and helped him out to win the title. Then he lost the title to Dolph Ziggler's Money in the Bank cash-in after Kenny Omega turned on AJ Styles at GCW WrestleMania 5 1 year later. And since then, Kenny Omega and AJ Styles have still been going at it. GCW WrestleMania 6, the triple threat match with CM Punk. WrestleMania 7, the one-on-one title match between AJ and Kenny Omega. But now it seems like AJ Styles has moved on from Kenny Omega, and I really wonder what's going to happen now between AJ and Cody moving forward, because I feel like there's some beef between the two that still has to be settled in the future. Here we have The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt came in with the Wyatt family back in the day, and now he has turned into The Fiend. Bray Wyatt, probably the most dominant superstar in GCW history, and now what is going to happen between The Fiend and Braun Strowman, we have to see, but definitely I see bad things happening there. So here we have The Fiend. Here we have Seth Rollins, who did beat Jon Moxley in an upset in the opener of the Royal Rumble, and then in an upset got eliminated really quickly by Jon Moxley in the Royal Rumble match as well. Now, are Seth Rollins and Jon Moxley done with each other? I don't think so. There is more that's going to be happening, but Seth Rollins really is looking to also win the championship in GCW. He hasn't held a singles championship yet, so he definitely wants to get there. He has been tag team champions before once with Roman Reigns, but that is about it for Seth Rollins' title reigns in GCW. Here we have Jon Moxley, who is Dean Ambrose, or was Dean Ambrose before turning into Jon Moxley, got out of the Shield. He thought the Shield didn't care for him anymore. That all happened last year at the Royal Rumble when Los Ingobernables threw him off the stage. Nobody of the Shield was there to help him. And then Moxley returned at WrestleMania to take out Reigns and Rollins after their match. And now he obviously took out Roman Reigns with the Cinder Block. Roman Reigns is out injured, and now he has been feuding with Rollins. And yeah, as I said, I think Moxley and Rollins are definitely not done with each other yet. So these two are definitely lunatics with their barbed wire chairs and stuff. So we have to see how that is going to continue the story between Moxley and Rollins. Then right here we have the Extreme Style champion, and Drew McIntyre has won the championship at WrestleMania last year. Now been feuding with Darby Allin. I really wonder what is next for McIntyre. I think there is definitely another match with Darby Allin down the line, because like I said, he got eliminated by Darby Allin. And what is Drew McIntyre going to do into WrestleMania? We'll see that as well. But Drew McIntyre has been really dominant ever since coming into GCW here. Right here we have Mr. Money in the Bank, Chris Jericho, who did pretty well in the Royal Rumble as well. Was the first one to really take out Brock Lesnar with a low blow and attacking him with the briefcase. And then in the end got eliminated by Lesnar, but he is still holding this year, and that guarantees him a GCW championship match at any time he chooses to. So Jericho is definitely not in a bad position right now, moving into WrestleMania. And then we have the GCW champion. We have Kenny Omega, has been the champion ever since GCW WrestleMania 6. So he's going into GCW WrestleMania 8, still the GCW champion. Now Kenny Omega has never been pinned or submitted. The only loss he really suffered is the one to The Fiend at the Royal Rumble. That was due to disqualification. So he has never been pinned, never been submitted. But I think the odds for Kenny Omega going into WrestleMania are not too great, because we have the Royal Rumble winner right here. We have Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar came back to GCW. He hasn't been in GCW since the end of 2015. And he made his return, dominated the entire Royal Rumble. And now I think he is Kenny Omega's biggest challenge that Kenny Omega has ever had in GCW. And I see a good chance that Brock Lesnar might take Kenny Omega's undefeated streak in GCW and conquer it. And that is pretty much it for the talent that we have signed to deals here in GCW. I gave you the whole roster and pretty much explanations of their history, the storylines, and all that good stuff. So I hope you did like it. Here we have the GCW referee who has been with us for like ages now. And also we have Earl Hebner, who is now another referee we have added here to the list. And obviously we also have a guy that is not really signed to GCW, but as he has eliminated Finn Balor from the Royal Rumble, I think John Morrison might be in for a Cruiserweight Championship match as well, because Finn Balor did eliminate Will Ospreay, and John Morrison did eliminate Finn Balor, and those three have been going at it at the Royal Rumble. So you will definitely see more of John Morrison in GCW as well, I would say. And then obviously a guy that is not signed to a full-term deal, but is always coming around the time of GCW WrestleMania. It's The Undertaker. Is he going to show up this year as well? We have yet to see. He has not shown up at the Royal Rumble. So I don't know. Will The Undertaker be at GCW WrestleMania 8? We have to wait and see how that all plays out. So yeah, this is the roster video. Took a little bit longer than I had expected, but I wanted to give some explanations for all the talent we have here on the roster. So hope you guys did enjoy the video, and stay tuned for more GCW very soon.